he wrote me, and this is previous to an email that he wrote. He said, I've enjoyed listening to your show for many years. It's improved dramatically since Aaron has joined you.
Thank you, Frank.
I can't even go there.
What do you mean? Thank you, Frank. I was just thanking you.
Where's
for
the drama, Frank? You created drama in the studio, Frank. Thank you very much.
I know, he's jealous.
Her
he won't be able to continue.
There you go. Her explanations and questions are both easy to understand and insightful. And I have a bunch of them that are related.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we love
questions
multiple.
Are good.
We love these. So here, let's fire away. Frank says, I'm turning 70 on July 3rd.
Wow.
Which is cool. And have not yet applied for my Social Security benefits. I understand that it is mandatory to start taking them at that time.
So Frank probably received a letter from Social Security that said it's time to sign up for your Social Security benefit.
And you really do have to sign up, right?
You don't have to sign up, but the reality is after 70, that 8% increase that you get annually for waiting to take your Social Security ends. So Social Security requires that you have a bank account for them to deposit the cash into. They don't send paper checks any longer. So you do have to get in contact with them to receive the money, but if you don't elect your Social Security, it's no longer growing and you're not taking it, so you're really leaving your money on the you're giving the government, a charitable donation, essentially.
Because they're not going to go back, do they?
Well, what they will do is up to 6 months, they can backdate your Social Security to give you those payouts. But once you exceed that, they're not going to give you a lump sum any longer. That was part of what the new changes to Social Security ended, those lump sum payments. Okay,
so, and that really did follow his question, is do I need to do anything? Well, he does have to go sign up.
Yes.
Because they're not going to automatically send you the money.
They will not. It's significantly more cost effective to do an automatic deposit into your account, so they do not send paper checks.
Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
He continues, I've been covered by Medicare and a Medicare Advantage plan since my retirement from the police force at 65. Will I need to continue to send checks to Social Security to pay for my Part B premium?
You will not. The great news is when the government wants their money, they just take it.
They don't trust you.
They do. Well, it's in two pieces. One is they want their money, but the second piece is that we know as people age, they not necessarily become forgetful, but things can fall through the cracks. And if you miss Medicare premium payments, you can lose your Medicare and also your supplemental coverage. So this is a safety measure almost to make sure that at least the Medicare Part B premium is being paid every month. So what will happen for Frank is he was paying on a quarterly basis because he hadn't elected Social Security. Even if he's already made his premium payments for July and August, what will happen is they are going to pull the money the first month that you receive Social Security out of your check, even if you've already paid for Medicare, and then they will rebate you the next month what you were you made 2 payments for 1 month, they'll send it back to you the next month.
Well, it's interesting, Aaron, because I know that with our last caller, you had talked about this $134 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Is Frank going to be charged $134 a month since he is already under Medicare Part B, but he hadn't taken his Social Security?
Yes. So the national base for Medicare Part B premium this year is $134 a month. So if Social Security had issued if Social Security issues a cost of living adjustment next year, then it's possible that the Medicare Part B premium will go up as well because they are allowed to do that. If they do not issue a cost of living adjustment and you are not taking your Social Security, then Medicare still can raise your premium. But for those that are on Social Security and taking Medicare, they cannot raise that premium.
Oh, that's cool. So it's kind of like a hold harmless provision.
Exactly. There is a hold harmless provision between Social Security and Medicare that restricts the increase in premium on Medicare Part B for the individuals taking Social Security because they essentially don't want to eat up your cost of living adjustment with a premium increase. They want to at least limit it.
And this really does factor in when we're doing planning for folks in their game plan for cash flow.
Absolutely. And also, Medicare Part B, the $134 premium, is only a base premium. It is adjusted for your income. There's a 2-year look back, so that means if you're enrolling in 2018 for Medicare, they're going to look at your income in 2016, and the more income you have, the more you will pay.
And I know we've seen some situations where folks have, especially business owners, or maybe somebody has received an inheritance, family farm type of thing, where there was a sale that was made that really boosted their income, and that they went, oh my God.
That's right.
What happened to 134?
Right. Your Medicare premium can be adjusted all the way up to almost $350 a month. So that's a significant difference.
It is a significant difference.
So you have to, but there are things that you can do to have your premium reduced. It just depends. So, for example, if you're currently working and you decide to retire, you're over 65 and you take your Medicare benefits, you can petition Medicare to reduce your premium because you've retired, so your income is going to be different, if it is going to be different. So you are able to adjust that. Usually home sales, things like that, they won't let you readjust your income because they see that you have the asset there to pay for the premium.
Pretty smart.
Yeah. Well,
it's not fair, but it's pretty smart, right?
It's just another way to tax people.
There we go. Okay, which is great. So, and his last question, he was full of questions.
Well, because I explained them so insightfully and in a way that is easy to understand.
Yeah. That was that one. And his, Frank's last question was, when do I have to start taking my RMDs for my IRA plan? And interesting, again, his birthday is July the 3rd, so which is the 7th month of the year.
So not this year.
Not this year. Yeah, unless he wants to.
Right, if you want to. But there's no required minimum on this year.
Yes, right. The year that you turn 70 and a half is the year that you have to take that first distribution during that year, or you can even delay it up until April 1st
of the next
of the
year.
following week. So in his case, he might even be able to go to like
2020.
But in that year, if he's delayed,
got to take two.
Right, one in April and one by the end of December. So most likely, Frank, you're probably going to take that RMD unless your tax situation is different because of a sale or something that would happen
next year.
2019. But Uncle Sam needs his dough.
That's right. Got to pay some more taxes.
There you go. And so as a grown-up phase 1 is 59.5. Woohoo!
It's when you're allowed to take money out of your IRA without a penalty.
Without a 10% penalty. And 70.5.
You got it.
Start pushing the money out. Right?
That's like 25 when your car insurance is less expensive.
We do often ask questions about, well, is there any way I can avoid it? The answer is no.
Well, there is one way. Well kind of.
It's right. It's
semi-avoidance.
Right.
You can gift your RMD up to $100,000 a year to charity.
To a qualified charity. And you need to do that directly. I had a conversation with an estate planning attorney about this, and I asked, I said, well, there are these things that we're getting clients involved with and talking about that are called donor-advised funds, which are basically almost like a private foundation, but without all the tax regulations and the reporting, etc. You can't gift your RMD to a DAF, as they're called. You actually have to do it directly to the charity.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of that.
Interesting. So it would be more tax efficient if you're using RMDs to make donations or to make charitable contributions, to do that directly to the charity versus using a donor-advised fund.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, you could take the RMD, put it into the donor-advised, take the net of the RMD, put it into the donor-advised fund.
You get your deduction, but then what's happened is you pay the tax. Right. Which is not...
And there's not 100% dollar-for-dollar offset.
Honey, we've got somebody else that's calling. Tony's calling about healthcare.
Great.
I think I'm going to take Tony's call.
I think you should.
But I am getting a little lonely because there are only people are asking you questions.
You have Mom to go home to later.
Life is good. Tony, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Yes, and thanks for taking my call.
You're very welcome.
My parents are retired on Social Security, and the problem is my stepdad fell and broke his hip. He's 88, and between going back and forth to the hospital having problems, he has exceeded his 100 days.
Right.
So they're kicking him out.
Yes.
So being requalified, you have to wait 60 days. Now he's having to do find some kind of in-home health care.
Right.
And I was wanting to know what's the procedure go through to try to get qualified to, insurance to help pay for some of this in-home health care. Is there a program for that?
Unfortunately, because your stepfather is already using the benefit, there aren't going to be insurance companies that are going to offer coverage to him. The only ones I can think of are the Kemper is an insurance company that offers an in-home health care benefit only. But if you already are in need of the benefit, then they're not going to. Unfortunately, they won't offer the coverage. But because he's no longer in the facility, Medicare should come back in and pick up a portion of the in-home care that he's receiving.
If it's done specifically by somebody who's
state
a registered
licensed
nurse, state
exactly.
licensed, etc.
Exactly. Or if you're using Medicare Advantage, it has to be an in-network facility, contracted state licensed individual.
Yes. And unfortunately, if, based on his financial situation, if he does need to have care outside the home, he may be in a position where he can qualify possibly for Medicaid.
Exactly. Yep.
So I wish we could give you some good news, but we don't really have any on that subject today. Sorry about that.
Unfortunately.
They're getting Medicare right now, but I'm not sure what else they are getting.
Right. So Medicare should come back in and help pay for some of that, because what you're referring to is Medicare itself only covers 100 days in the hospital. It doesn't matter what type of supplemental product you purchase to help supplement your Medicare insurance. Medicare says that they're stopping payment after 100 days, so the supplements no longer pay, but you're exercising a different benefit at this point when you're at home, and there are in-home services available under Medicare.